Hey guys, so I've deemed today Transparent Thursday. You know, we got Throwback Thursday, we got Woman Crush Wednesday, we got all this stuff going on, but today is going to be Transparent Thursday. Um, so in that, I'm gonna start off being transparent. Um, I've been running. I've been running, y'all. And I know for those of you that actually know me, you probably think I'm like running, talking about running track, because I ran track. I was good at it. Go Zips. But I'm not talking about running track. I'm talking about running. Running from your calling, running from your purpose. Um, and I'm just kind of still leery and taking baby steps into being obedient. Um, I've been running from what God has told me to do, what God has placed in my heart for almost about 6 years now. Um, and I've been doing a lot of reflecting and a lot of thinking, of why. Why is this step so difficult? Because everything else that I've done has been seemingly easy. Go to school, get a bachelor's degree, go get a master's degree, go get your life coaching certification. It comes and I go. But God has been calling me to share the gospel. And I've been running from it. I had a plan, and I didn't follow it. I kind of found any way possible to not do it, but still continue to move and still continue to move forward. But the last few months, God has really been convicting me, and God has really been dealing with my heart in, the why behind why it's been so difficult to move forward and to be obedient and to walk in my purpose and to walk in my calling. And I was actually talking to someone else who was kind of dealing with a similar issue. And as I was explaining to them why I've been so hesitant, I was able to figure out that I've been afraid to fail. And I know a lot of people say, we're all afraid to fail. We're all afraid to fail. But for me, failing at my purpose is almost terrifying. Not succeeding in fulfilling the will of God is terrifying to me. Walking in my calling or walking in my purpose means that I'm no longer accountable to a boss or, an employer, but I'm accountable to Christ. We always are. We should always be working as we're working unto the Lord. But it's kind of different, in our flesh. We should be, but we don't. We don't have that mindset. But when you're walking in your purpose and you're walking in your destiny, that is your mindset. You know that you're walking for the Lord. You know that you're working for the Lord. You know that you're following what God has called you to do. And not succeeding at that or feeling like there's a possibility that you wouldn't succeed in that, for me, is scary. And that fear of failing at my purpose becomes crippling. It becomes debilitating. It becomes disabling, because then I just don't move. And then I just don't walk. And then, God will say something and I'll question it. And was that really God, or is that just me? Is that my mind? Am I just trying to trick myself? That's not really what God says. So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. Or we get into the signs and wonder plea that I like to call it. Lord, if you just give me a sign, then I'll go do what you asked me to do. Or Lord, if you do this, then I'll do that. If you perform this miracle, then I'll know it's you and it's this. Instead of just being obedient, listening for the word of God. Or if you are confused or you're not sure, actually taking the time to listen, to hear from God, whether it be fasting, whether it be just going deeper into your study, prayer. We just say, oh, I'm not sure, and then we go on about our day. But for those of you who are like me, who have been running, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. If God is calling you to do something, or if God has already placed something in your spirit or giving you an order and you're not being obedient to it, be obedient. Be obedient to the Spirit of God. Be obedient to his moving and his calling in your life. And I say that because today, I made a step. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, I walked completely into where I was supposed to be. But I made a step. I felt the Lord speaking to me, and I moved at that moment to start something that he's been calling me to do. And it was scary. And as I got into it, I was kind of trying to find a way to kind of get back out of it. But the Lord just kept saying, I want to believe that. I want to see that you will move. And the reason why I'm making this video is because in just that small step of obedience, I felt a change. There was a peace. There was a peace that came over me because I knew that I was in the right position, that I was putting myself back in order. And when you're in order, you can feel God move in a different type of way because you know that your steps are being guided. Instead of you waiting on God to rearrange something for you, you're already in the position and the place that you're supposed to be in because you're being obedient. So this is just a short little, call, because I know it's somebody. I know somebody in here, somebody is watching and like, oh yeah, I've been running too. Stop running. We have to stop running because it's because of us. And I say us as in the people who have been given a vision, who have been given a call, who are sitting on our butts and aren't doing what we're supposed to do, that the world is in the state that it's in right now. Because God has called us to do something and called you to be a part of a movement of Christ. And because we're not moving and because we're not being obedient, nothing's moving, nothing's shifting, nothing's changing. Your gift or your calling might be what's holding up the change that needs to happen in this country, the change that needs to happen in your household, the change that needs to happen in your family, the change that needs to happen in your workplace, the change that needs to happen somewhere. And you not being obedient or you not moving is keeping things still. Not just you, because we know that it's not about us. It's not about us. It's not about, what we want to do and what we feel, but it's about Christ, and it's about his purpose for our lives. And his purpose for our lives has to do with his will and his glory. So to those of you who are still running, at least slow down. Start walking. See the stop sign and get ready to stop so that you can do what God has called you to do. I hope that blessed somebody. If it did bless you, share it, like it, comment it, follow me. I don't know where all I'm going to post this.